Back at it again. Yeah. Happy Sunday, everybody. I wanted to go live earlier, but I didn't. I didn't go live earlier, and I was questioning myself about going live tonight. One, because I didn't want to kill my battery too much, but I just kind of didn't feel it to do it. But I know in some instances we have to push ourselves to sometimes do things that we don't necessarily feel up to do, right? Like sometimes you may not feel like going to work, right? So you push yourself to do it. Sometimes you may not want to go to school, but you push yourself to do it. You know what I mean. So I said, you know what? I've been going hard and doing real good with doing my lives every day. I think I went maybe 2 times without doing a live, maybe two out of about a month now. But I've been pretty consistent. I guess, you know what? I X that out. The times when I went lives twice in one day or sometimes 3 times in one day, that that takes the space for the two times I didn't go live. The 2 days I didn't go live. So never mind. No, I've been consistent. I've been on it. Not gonna take away from my efforts and my achievements. But anyway, so I work today. I work every Sunday, finishing the week off, right? Um, Wanting to finish the week off so that you can get to payday, right? Um, which I used to have 2 jobs, which worked to stabilize my foundation, right? Um, and then one of my jobs um, discriminated against me and released me, right? And because of that, some good stuff is coming from that, actually, because it was illegal what they did to me. And because there's a lot of evidence about how illegal it was, you know, you know. So, but I won't talk about that too much. Um, Kind of want to keep that under wraps until everything gets sorted out with that. And hopefully, when everything gets sorted out with that, I won't ever be in this kind of a situation anymore. But I work today. Like I said, I work every Sunday. And if anybody doesn't know my backstory, I work at a motel, and I've been living also at the motel for over a year until one day I was kicked out. Okay. If you want to know the backstory, I have videos on it, and literally it's titled like Getting Kicked Out. You know what I mean? So you can go back and understand where I am now with it, right? So, because I was staying or living over a year at this motel that I'm at right now, um, there was like an employee discount where, employees were able to afford paying the rent here, right? Because it's not like we get paid so much, you know what I mean? And also, like I said, I had a second job, so that allowed me to have extra money for like food and also to make up for the shortage of the money that I wasn't making to cover rent here, right? So when I was kicked out or whatever, it left me having to go and stay um, at another motel where, of course, there wasn't an employee discount, right? So the rates are more and the rates fluctuate all the time, right? And because of that, it leaves me short with being able to pay for shelter, right? And and I was, you know, none of that was taken into consideration when I was kicked out. So basically, it was like, do you know what I mean? Some people was like, "Where's the humanity in that? What's going on?" And I'm just like, "Hey, it is what it is," you know. But some people told me that there are ways that I can go about looking into this particular situation, and I understand that too. Everything in due time. I'm already dealing with one, right? You know, Sometimes you kind of look at the things that you go through and you think, oh, I'm getting the short end of the stick, but you also realize that you're not the only one that's going through it, right? Like, normally, I mean, I'm not in situations all the time like this, but it's becoming pretty regular. um, I am waiting to be interviewed for a second job. Like, I always have multiple jobs anyway. I've always worked hard. I've always been a hard worker. I've always had multiple jobs since I was 13 years old, okay? So I'm no stranger to hard work. Sometimes you don't want to always work multiple jobs, right? Because you never really reach your end goal, which is my end goal is to work for myself again, which I really, really miss working for myself. I really miss working for myself. I want to get back into selling real estate. Yes, I have my real estate license. How ironic, right? Isn't it iron? Do you find the irony in that, or is it just me? Do you find the joke in that? Like, I have no house, but I'm a real estate agent. Do you find that's like somebody got to make a joke out of that? I guess I just did, but and so and then when you try to hello, and then when you try to like find assistance or help or whatever, nobody wants to help. Like, there are different organizations who say things like, well, damn, what time is it? They cutting lights out like that? Yeah, it's too early to be cutting out lights like that. I'm gonna need them to cut them lights back on. But anyway, so there are different, that's crazy that they just cut the lights out like that. I'm not used to them doing that. It usually cuts off when they're about to close and they're nowhere near closing time. So that's interesting. This El Pollo Loco. But but anyway, they can do what they want if they want to save electricity. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Yeah, I don't remember what I was just talking about because that light going out threw me off. Um, oh, I was talking about the irony of me being a real estate agent and being in the situation that I'm in, right? Um, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter the titles you have, how many titles you have. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, what race you are. It doesn't matter. You know, anything can happen to you anytime, any place, um, by anybody, right? So, like I tell people all the time, like, I look at this as a journey. Um, when I go through stuff like this, I always am, I always appreciate that people ask me how I'm doing. Am I okay? Right? So I don't know if anybody has ever been in like a bad situation or a situation like this. And, if you've ever had people come to you and say, are you okay? How you doing? Is everything all right? And like checking on you. I appreciate that. Whether they can help me or not, you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate the fact that they even cared enough to walk up to me and say, are you okay? You're all right. Everything's okay, And because they want to know why this is happening to me, right? Because it just doesn't make sense to them. They always want to know the backstory. So I have to end up telling all these people the story, right? Because people are naturally going to want to know. They're going to want to know, why are you in this situation? It doesn't make sense. And then when you tell them the story, and then they have more questions, right? Once you tell them the story, and then after you tell them the story, because they've had so many questions and you answer their questions, they're still like, what the fuck, right? Like, what the fuck? I'm just like, you know, like, I told my Aunt Kim some stuff about some stuff that I had went through out here, just dealing with different organizations and trying to like get help or whatever. And she was straight up like, "That's discrimination." She was like, "Niece, that's discrimination. They're not supposed to do that to you. They're not supposed to say that to you. They're not supposed to tell you that. Like, that's discrimination." And I was like, "It is?" She said, "Yes, it's discrimination." And she's like, "You have to look into this and you have to look." I was like, "Well, it seems like it happens often." You know what I mean? I guess that's the norm or the culture or something or whatever. But I mean, you can be anywhere and be discriminated anywhere, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's in just in this particular area. But you know, um, hmm, I sit back and I watch how things play out is what I do. You know, um, I sit back, I watch how things play out. I see who the players are, and of course I'll reach out to certain people for help or to see if they could direct me in the right direction or something like that. And all you can really do is like wait and see, right? Because it's always a waiting game. I I don't like being in this position, but who would, right? Um, but it's interesting because some people are like embarrassed or ashamed of going through a situation where you don't have housing, right? But the thing is like, I don't think you would be embarrassed about it if it wasn't your fault. You know what I mean? Like I said, when people see me and they want to know what's going on and I tell them the story, like the backstory of it, they clearly see that it isn't my fault. And that's the first thing they say. Why is this being done to you? Well, it's not your fault. Well, that's not right. Well, that's illegal. Well, that. You know what I mean? So many people clearly see that it isn't my fault. You know what I mean? So, but even if it was, I still don't think a person should be ashamed of what they're going through. We we connect through our stories, right? And we learn from each other, right? Somebody in my situation right now might be like losing their mind right now, right? They might be going absolutely crazy because not everybody is mentally built to handle certain things, right? Like, that saying where people is like, I dare you to walk a mile in my shoes. I literally dare people to do that. There are some people, I promise you, there are some people that wouldn't be able to keep up. There are some people that wouldn't be able to stand the test. There are a lot of people that wouldn't be able to stand the test. They wouldn't. And they see me and it confuses them. All right? They see me and it confuses them because they know that they wouldn't want to be in this situation. They know that, if it was done to them, they would probably feel some type of way about it. Um, but I always say people are people, and you can't change people. Only people can change people, right? Only people can change themselves. So, not to mention, it's also a lesson in it too. You know what I mean? In a lot of instances, it's good to document the things that you go through and the things that is happening to you, because should you ever need to use it, like in a court of law or as proof, as evidence, right? You have documentation, like literal documentation proving what's happening to you, right? And that's why I don't have a problem recording things. I don't have a problem making things public. I don't have a problem speaking out to the public. You know what I mean? In a lot of cases, I think people may think that if they put you in certain positions or situations that it'll be enough to like embarrass you and make you ashamed and dim your light and make you not want to be seen and things like that. And on the contrary, I'm just like the complete opposite. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to show the world. I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to be that person to come on here and show everybody what's happening. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why would you be ashamed? Why would you hide? Show it. Show it. And in this day and age, everybody is using cameras. Everybody is using cameras. Everybody is using audio recorders. And in most instances, they're using it without the other person knowing that they're using it. You know, people like to have hidden cameras and hidden audios and shit, right? Like to record you without you knowing you being recorded. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Okay? So if a person can hide and record people, I can not hide and be very public in showing it, right? And so, yeah, it's, what time is it now? It's 7:13 p.m. I got off work at 3 p.m. and I've just been, what I was doing, I was going back and forth with this guy, right? So I had entered into this investment, like with like Bitcoin and stuff like that. So I entered into this investment with Bitcoin with this guy named Dr. Malcolm Tanner, right? On TikTok or whatever. And so he sent all like this stuff to me to try to get me on board to do this whole investment thing, right? And I'm usually leery about stuff like that because I just don't trust shit like that, you know? I looked into his background a little bit, and it was showing that, was he running for president, or he was running for some type of government position? He's a doctor. I'm not sure what kind of doctor. But he has like a campaign room. And like he has just people in there promoting him, and he has, people donating to him. I even donated to his campaign and stuff like that. And because I'm all for, melanated power, right? It's a brother or whatever. I don't mind helping out a brother, a sister, you know what I mean? And so he made it seem like the turnaround time for my investment to grow was going to be pretty quick. And it wasn't. And that's okay, right? But I ended up needing my money back. And I was having the hardest time getting my money back, right? So I went to transfer the funds to my bank account, and the funds just wasn't being transferred, right? And I'm like, what's going on? And nobody's getting back to me. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Now, this was back in October 17th, right? A couple months ago. So today, I'm just like, okay, let me contact this guy to see again, since I didn't have any luck before, if I can get my money back, because clearly I need it, right? If I had my money back, I wouldn't be out here right now. I'd be inside, because I would be able to check in somewhere, right? And I literally told this Dr. Malcolm Tanner on TikTok this information. I'm like, I need my money back. Like I need it for shelter. I need it to be able to, I need it, and we went back and forth for like hours, and I'm at work, right? But I'm trying to secure this so that when I get off work, I can make my reservation, I can order my lift, and I can be on my merry way, right? And the whole time he's like, oh, you're going to get your money back. I'm like, I need it today. Am I going to get it back today? Yeah, you're going to get it back today. You're going to get your money back today, right? Didn't get my money back. And we were going back and forth for hours. And he really made it seem like I was going to get my money back, that it was going to come through. and it didn't. And I'm just like, nothing hit my Cash App. Nothing hit my Cash App. My Cash App is $Shanda Lux, right? SHANDALUX. And it's like an animated picture of me, you know, with my hair to my chin, and of course my red lips. But I'm just like, yeah, it didn't hit my Cash App. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. So in a nutshell, my investment, I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm coming to the conclusion that my money is just stolen and that there's nothing I can do about it. I'm coming to the realization that I've been scammed out of my money, trying to invest and trying to trust someone who seems like he was a good leader. You know, and this is another thing, right? Because I also invested in like a sister's business too, where kind of the same thing happened. Like I paid for services. You know how they say you could pay for services, and then, you know, if you don't like the service or if it's not helpful to you, you can get your refund or whatever. So I paid for it because it's a sister and I wanted to see what it was about and I wanted to be able to help out or whatever. And as I started like looking at some of the stuff, I was like, oh, this is like what I do. Like, you know, when you're a content creator, and you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of stuff that you may have to learn how to do on your own. Now, some people you may get to, you know, pay to do it for you, or, you know, but a lot of the stuff when like you're a one woman show, you kind of learn how to do it on your own. And so at the time, I felt like I was okay, that I didn't need to know that because a lot of stuff I knew. So I wanted to get a refund back, and had a real hard time getting my money back. And in a nutshell, I did not. And I was thinking to myself today after this incident with this other melanated person, I was like, you know what? There's a saying that goes on where people are like melanated people, right? Are like, you know what? We don't like paying our own people, or buying our own people's services and stuff like that, because, you know, you get treated a certain way, or, you know, or they'll say things like, oh, now we see why we can't never get ahead and move forward and do this and do that, because we always do each other wrong. You know, we try to help one another out, and then the ones you try to help out, those are the ones that stab you in the back and do you dirty, right? So, and then you end up giving your money to other race people, right? So it's like, damn. And these are two melanated people. Anyway, and so the last message I sent to this melanated brother who is establishing himself as a leader, you know, I basically said to him, I was like, wow, if you're a man and you can do this to a female, a woman who clearly told you that she needed her funds to be able to have shelter and food and stuff like that, and you literally don't care. I was like, I don't consider you to be a good leader at all. And I said, and as a matter of fact, I want my money back from the campaign donation, because originally I was like, I just want my money back from the investment, right? But then I just was like, yeah, I don't consider him a good leader anymore. I think I want my money back from the campaign donation. That I want that back too. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I wouldn't want to even think. I don't want to support somebody like that. I don't want to support anybody who would just take somebody's money like that and not give a shit about the situation they're in. It's like, you didn't have a problem when you were taking my money. You didn't have a problem at all. You took it real quick. You didn't have a problem taking it. But when it comes to me getting it back, and it's my investment, and I have to go through hoops and hurdles just to get my money back, and then I just don't get it back. All these messages all day, back and forth, and the ending result is I still don't have my money, and I'm outside, and I don't have to be. So So, you know, shit happens. Um, it sucks, right? But that's what, and that's what, you know what I always also say? I say when people is like, oh, life sucks, or life is horrible, or life is this and life is that, I always say, no, life is actually beautiful. There's nothing wrong with life. Life is great. Life is good, right? Life be lifing is what I say, right? It's the players in life is the ones that give you a hard time. It's the players in life is the one that bring you the obstacles, the mountains and the shit mud holes for you to fall into and the traps and shit, right? It's the players in life that set up the games to play you, right? And I know it's a saying that says don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's true in a lot of aspects too. That's true in a lot of aspects too. But it's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up. Like this man that's all over the internet and the TikTok and all that stuff, like he literally claims to like be pretty rich, right? Like he claims to own lakes and land and like, and I'm just like, and you can't give me my money back? You can't give me my money back? I guess maybe it's just a facade. Maybe it's just a facade. Or maybe not. Sometimes rich people are tight. Sometimes rich people are tight with their money. A lot of times rich people don't like to spend money, maybe. I guess maybe that's why they stay rich. Maybe they stay rich because they be scamming motherfuckers. Now that I think about it, maybe they be rich because they be scamming motherfuckers. Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Maybe that's why they rich. They getting it somehow. It's a lot of people that say to get to a certain height of social status or to get to a certain height of financial success, you have to do shit that you may not have ever thought you would have done. You know what I mean? And who in the hell knows what all that means? Who in the hell knows what all that means? Some of that sound a little funny. You know what I'm saying? And that could be bribing, scamming, you know, robbing, manipulating. You know what I mean? It can mean a whole lot of stuff. It can mean a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And maybe it can mean some good stuff too. Like just work harder or, you know, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I just try to understand. But yes, it is December 1st. Is the wait? I was about to say it was the 1st of December, but that wasn't the song, right? Wasn't it the 1st of September? You know that song I'm talking about, right? That what was it? The Temptations. When my daddy died, child. I think it was the 1st of September. Or was that Earth, Wind, and Fire? Do you remember? September. Child, don't get me started. Anyway, but it is December 1st, 2024. And it's the holiday. And it's the damn it, that just took me out. And it's the holiday season. It's the holiday season, y'all. I'm being scammed during the holiday season. I'm being stolen from during the holiday season. What the hell? Guess they said, fuck a holiday. We gonna have us a good holiday stealing your shit. You gonna have it. That's a shame. I know a person is like, how are you laughing right now? I don't know. Because I'm silly, I guess. My mother always say, you so goofy. You so silly. But my thing is you gotta find the humor in some things, right? You gotta find the humor in some things. You can't just be you know, miserable. don't make you feel good to be miserable. It doesn't feel good to be miserable. It doesn't. Not at all. So, hmm. And the only reason why I'm standing out here, right, is because one of the guests, one of the cops got called on one of the guests, right, and my coworker came out. My coworker came and was like, "Hey, just to let you know, the cops was called on one of the guests, so they on their way." And that was her way of basically letting me know, like, well, so if you want to get your stuff out of the lobby, because the last time the management called the cops on me because I was in the lobby trying to, like, right now, I was trying to make arrangements to see what I was going to do to go where I was going to go, whatever, and they just didn't want me in the lobby or whatever, so they called the cops on me. It was I literally only had like 4 bags in myself. I literally only had 4 bags in myself. That's the popo. So I literally only have 4 bags in myself, right? And it's not like I was taking up like a lot of room or space or anything. I was literally just trying to figure out what I was going to do, right? So so people be so confused when they look at you. It's so funny. People be so confused when they look at me. They look at me and it's like, why the hell is she standing there like that? What the hell? Because I guess I don't have the face of when how when people think of like poverty, or they think of you know you know poor, when they think of downtrodden, right? They'll think of like some parts in Africa, or Skid Row, or like they'll think of like stuff like that, right? And so when people see me and and they see me standing there, they're like, "What the hell is going on?" I think, and that's another reason why I think a lot of people do come and ask me what's going on, because they're just kind of like you don't bear the face. You don't bear the face, so there has to be something else going on with you because you don't bear the face. But not everybody bears the face of what it looks like to be in a bad situation. And we know this to be true because how many people put on smiling faces and then kill themselves, right? And it's so interesting because people will say, "Oh my God, I never knew that this person was depressed or sad, miserable. I had no idea that this person was suffering and going through so much, because every time I saw them, they had a smile on their face. Every time I saw them, they always appeared like they were okay, joking around, laughing, being positive, and making me feel good about myself." Right? It's interesting. That's what happened with what's his name? What's that comedian's name? The one that played Mrs. Doubtfire. Um, I just spoke about him the other day because I turned the channel and I saw him. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire, the movie, and I got excited because I hadn't seen the movie in so long. And I was like, "Oh my God, Mrs. Doubtfire, I love this movie." And then, like, literally in the same breath, my smile dropped, tears filled my eyes, because in that same moment, I recognized that he was no longer here. And I also remembered why he wasn't here, because he was sad. He felt alone. He literally, Robin, I think his first name is Robin. I'm so mad that I can't remember his last name. But y'all know who I'm talking about. The lead comedian that played it, Mrs. Doubtfire. He literally said that he was alone and that he felt lonely and he felt like nobody cared and all this stuff. Rob, it's gonna come to me. And I thought that was fascinating because I'm like, he's married. He's married and got a family and everything. And the man said he felt alone. He felt like he didn't have anybody. And he was married. And I was like, well, damn, what the hell was going on in his marriage to make him feel alone? And you married? Sound like it was a lot of stuff going on in there, you know what I mean? It had to be for him to take his life. It's sad. So it's kind of like that. Sometimes you don't bear the face of what people think it should, something should look like. If you're going through a bad time and you're smiling, you may not bear the face of that despair, right? If you're going through a housing crisis or something like that, you may not bear the face or the clothes or whatever of someone that's going through that, right? So I think it's kind of naive to think that it couldn't happen to anybody. I think it's naive to think that it couldn't happen to you. And I am one to never think that something can't happen to me. I'm a very humble person. And I think sometimes people get me confused, right? I think because, I'm, because I am the way I am. I'm happy, intelligent, skilled, talented, gifted, and you know, you know, I have a lot going for myself in regards to like accolades and stuff like that, and I value myself, right? The way I carry myself, okay. Um, I think people automatically think that it should look a certain way, right? But it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. And I'm a very humble person. And sometimes I think it's funny that people are surprised at how humble I am. I don't know why. Oh, what if I at, child? So, but I can't believe they standing outside. It's cold. I would not be standing outside. I guess they smoking. I would not be standing outside. It's cold, child. But yeah. Um, I guess I will try to figure out. I'm still in the figure out stage right now, right? I'm trying to figure out what I don't know. I guess what next moves to make. I might end up in somebody's damn car. I ain't lying, but we'll see. We'll see. But but we'll see. I don't know. This is interesting. It's. I told my dad about the situation, right? And like I told him about it yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, this is what I'm foreseeing happening, right? But I was still working on getting my investment back. I foresaw it happening, right? This situation right here. And my dad just completely ignored me. He didn't hey, he didn't he didn't how do you say it? He didn't respond to it. He didn't respond to it, but instead he talked around it and started talking about something else. I was like, okay. After a while, you kind of get used to um, how people are, and um, you're numb to it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it probably would have hurt me years ago, but when you get used to it, it doesn't even hurt you anymore. It's almost like, not that you expect it, but you don't expect much. That might be the best way to say it. It's not that you expect it, you just don't expect much, right? And so, and this is coming from somebody who has been pretty independent on my own for a very long time. I was just telling my Aunt Kim, I was like, because she was trying to understand some situation between me and my mother and stuff, right? And so when I like basically told her, you know, and she was just like, oh my, like I had no idea, I didn't know that or whatever. And I'm like, well, of course, she wouldn't go around publicizing that, you know what I mean? That's not something to be proud of, you know what I mean? But I was basically telling my Kim, I was like, yeah, like I've been independent on my own since I was 17 years old. I've been working. I got my first job at 13 years old, right? Because I recognized I wanted money. I wanted to be able to buy things for myself. So I got my first job at 13 and I've been working ever since. Sometimes multiple jobs, most of the time multiple jobs. And at 17 I got into college. So I left my, from my under my parents' wing or whatever, got into college. And to me that was like total freedom because of what I was going through in my own household. So being able to break away and go to college and kind of, establish myself and heal old wounds and stuff like that I didn't even realize needed to be healed, right? Because you learn that as you get older. And so, yeah, I was gone. And then after graduating college, I still didn't go back home. I lived, um, I got my own apartment, is what I did. I got my first apartment, and then I eventually went back to college because I went to college. I left college in my senior, I left college after 3 years, but then I came back. But I went and got my first apartment, but then I came back and I finished my last year. Graduated. Um, I've just been gone ever since, like out of the house. And I didn't go back home until like 20 years, almost 20 years later. And when I went back, it was with me and my kids, my twin kids. And I was literally there only 1 month, you know. And so I went back with my kids because I needed protection for me and my kids. And so I went to my mom thinking that I was going to be protected, that my kids were going to be protected. But in hindsight, it turned out to be a nightmare. And like I said, we were literally only there for 1 month. Okay. And we were only there for 1 month because my mother kicked us out. So I kind of talk about this in another video that I posted on, I know I posted it on TikTok, but I also posted it, I think on this channel too. Yeah. So, so I was basically explaining to my aunt, I was like, how do you leave home at 17 years old? And the one time that just been gone and independent, doing your own thing all this time, right? And then the one time you have to come back home, it's not because you want to, but it's because you have to in order to protect yourself and your kids. So you thought that it was going to do. And then it turned into be the complete opposite, right? And it just turned into a total nightmare. And it just, and then you work yourself through the kinks, right? And you work yourself through it as much as you can, but you still have some obstacles here and there. And then, while you're working yourself through the kinks, you meet certain people along the way that just work to make your life harder for whatever their reason for doing it. You know what I mean? They work real hard to like make your life a living hell. And sometimes, y'all, it can get to a point where you're literally like, is it me? Is it me? Like, is there something wrong with me? And like, I used to think that years ago because I couldn't understand why certain things were happening or whatever. Um, but then, and I'm all for taking full responsibility for my shit. You know what I mean? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't have a problem saying when I'm wrong or anything like that. Um, I don't. I usually do reflection in order to realize it. Sometimes you don't understand things until years later. Just in talking to my aunt today, there was a few things that I discovered that I didn't realize that I didn't know then that I discovered now, right? Like, some things that you just didn't see one way until somebody put it in your face in a different way. And you're like, oh crap. My aunt is one of those people that gives you new eyes. Like I always say, I like to give people new eyes, like open their eyes, give them new eyes. But my aunt is also like that too. My aunt KiM, she's also like that too. She definitely gives you new eyes because she can explain things in a way where you may not have seen it that way, right? And so, um, my aunt is also a firm believer of getting it out the mud, right? Get it out the mud, because she had to go through a lot of difficult times. And so, because she had to go through a lot of difficult times. And so you know, she, I think when people go through difficult times, they're always going to be more harder on people, you know, people, not necessarily kids. Sometimes they can be tough on kids, but I think it's because, if a person go through hard times and they're just like, look, well, I got out of it. Well, I did it. Well, I did this and I did that and I went through this and I went through that. And so can you too. Right. And yeah, that's true. That's true. They don't necessarily. And sometimes I think people look at me and they literally think that I may have had a fluffy life all my life, right? I think to some people it appears that way from the outside looking in, that I've had a fluffy life all my life and that I've never gone through anything serious, which is bullshit. I'm really starting to realize that some people think that about me, even maybe some family members. They think that you have like a cushy life or a fluffy life, but it's like I have worked so hard all my life. I have literally worked hard all my life. Some people don't get jobs as early as 13 years old. Some people don't get jobs until they're like 17, 18 years old, sometimes 19 years old, depending on, if you're a parent. You know what I'm saying? I have been literally working since I was 13 years old. I have been working all my life and multiple jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like I said, it's like the outside looking in. A lot of people don't know what you go through, what you've gone through, um, how you become who you are today because of the things that you went through. It's funny because I think a lot of times people are surprised at how humble I am. I don't know why that surprises people though. I mean, I know I'm quirky, I know I'm animated, I can't help that. I know I'm silly, you know, I know, I know I'm intelligent. I know I'm, talented, skilled, gifted, and all that stuff. But I think it really does surprise people when they see how humble I don't know. I think, people look at me and they just think something completely different. I don't know. Maybe it's like a pretty girl thing, or you know what I mean. Like people have misconceptions about pretty girls or beautiful women or whatever, and they automatically think like we're bougie or which I like I said, I've learned some bourgeois from some of my family members, but I don't feel like I'm bougie. Um, I know I can have my bougie moments, but I think some people look at females like me and they just automatically think that, I don't know, that we have this level, this, I don't know, this air about us or something. I don't know. Same thing with guys, right? Like handsome guys and stuff. But whatever, whatever. It is what it is. It's a lot of stuff on that truck. Yeah. But it is what it is. What is this? Ah, that is so funny. Joe Biden pardons his son. Of course he did. Of course he did. It's December, and the new president elect is taking office in January. So you're not gonna think he's not gonna use the last month of his presidency? Because they're trying to impeach him. I don't know why they do stuff like that. Like, why are you trying to impeach him now? This the man last month of his presidency. Let him go. Let him go ahead and his son lucky. He got off with a lot of stuff because of his daddy. His son lucky. He probably like, thanks, Dad. That's the best Christmas gift ever. So yeah, but that makes sense though. Of course he's gonna pardon his son. That makes sense. Wouldn't you pardon your son? Unless you really felt like he. Yeah, a lot of us probably would pardon our kids. So anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see what like this month holds and next month, and I'm just looking forward to new. I'm looking forward to different. I'm looking forward to change. A lot of change. But good change. I see myself writing many books. I'm a writer anyway. So I see myself writing many books. I'm already writing some anyway. Um, I see myself doing a lot. Doing a lot, as always. I always do a lot. But yeah, but my books are going to be pretty amazing. See, I'm going to have to look out for that. Anyway, I think something be going on with my chat, y'all. Because sometimes my chats don't pop up. And then when I go away from my channel and then come back, more and more pop up. Like they being hidden or something. Hold on, let me see if. What is this? Yeah, because I'm just not understanding. What is this share? Don't mind me, I'm pressing around on stuff. No, we don't want to do that. Uh-oh, I can change the color of this thing? Who knew? But it's okay. I like no filter. Sketch? Oh my. Oh no, we don't like that. Okay, we're gonna keep it like that. I was just playing around with some stuff. Don't mind me, y'all. Anyway, so it's been almost an hour, and I'm gonna try to figure out some other things. If anybody wants to donate and help to the cause, because clearly I'm not getting my investment back. Thank you, Dr. Malcolm Tanner on TikTok, for keeping my money. So PP. So lovely of you. Um, and I'm outside now because of it. Thanks a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna get off so I can figure out some other things. I'm probably gonna have to charge my phone a little bit too, which means I'm gonna have to move my bags again because there's no way I'm walking away from my bags to go and charge my phone. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm going to get off now, and I guess try to see what else happens. Yeah. Yeah. Keeping my eyes open, paying attention. Child. I just looked to my right. It says open now for massage. Time is it? We get massages. It's time almost 8 o'clock. I think I literally just spoke. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just mind my business. I'm gonna mind my business. But anyway, hmm, it was good to talk to my aunt tonight. It was. We talked for almost 2.5 hours, and it felt good to just hear her voice and to hear her wisdom and to hear her passion, because she's a passionate speaker. And we call her lawyer. We call her the lawyer of the family because she knows, about certain things that some of us don't. Like she told me to pull the jacket. Pull the jacket. I said, what? Pull the jacket. They're to tell you everything you need to know in that jacket. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell a jacket is, but it's like a lawyer lingo. That's just, I know about the trademarks and the patents and stuff like that, but that part I don't know about. I know about filing motions for sure because I do that every 3 months. I have to upload that evidence of how. What is that? Oh, maybe that's a camera. So what the hell is that on the? Anyway, don't mind me. If y'all see me just kind of veering off, it's because I'm seeing something. Is that a person? I'm trying to see. You gotta be careful. Sometimes people can be in the cut just watching your ass, and you always have to be, pay attention to your surroundings and stuff. What is this? See, I've been on here paying attention, talking to y'all all this time. I haven't been looking around. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. But anyway. All right. How's everyone doing this evening? I'm trying to get rid of this thing. But anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely evening. Continue enjoying your Sunday night. Mine was like, I can't believe you're working on a Sunday. I said, I work every Sunday. I've been working every Sunday for over a year now. She said, oh. I said, people just don't know. They just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I give off to people. I would really, really like to know. Hey, go back to your mama. I would really like to know what I give off to people. Like, I would really, really like to know. I give off something. I give off something. And it usually surprises them. It surprises them. Whatever I give off, it surprises them. But anyway. Mm-mm. So, what I'll do then is I will go live tomorrow morning, probably, because I want to, of course, tell you guys the ending result of what happens tonight. Because, just like you don't know, I don't know, right? So, I want to give you guys the update on what my outcome is for tonight. Actually, if I get an outcome, not too long from now. Maybe I'll just go live later on tonight or something. I don't know, but we will see. And what do you mean what's going on?
You still haven't deposited your money?
Huh?
The guy hasn't fixed your money yet? The money, your money.
No.
No?
No.
What the
No, that's what I'm out here talking about. No. So I'm like, I was like, well, I guess I don't know. Maybe I guess my money is stolen. I guess he stole my money. I don't understand.
Sounds like it,
I don't
girl.
understand why we were going through all of that conversation though for hours and talking and yeah, it's coming back, and then I don't get it back. So basically, I was putting him on blast, because I think it's bullshit.
I shoot him to your fucking throat.
Huh? Oh no, not at all, not at all. Huh? I'm good. I might have to come and charge my phone though.
I can charge it.
Huh?
You can charge it.
Okay. Thank you, Chica.
Right, you leave early today. Leave at 10:30. Because I go to my other job.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right, Chica. All right. Whatever. That was my coworker. I guess she said, what the hell is going on? Because I was showing her, how me and then, the investment guy were talking and going back and forth. Like I was, I'm like, look, like I'm literally talking to the person and we're going back and forth for all this time. And he's telling me, no, just show me this and tell me this. Well, I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. I'm trying to understand what went wrong and why this and why that. And you're going to get your money back. And I'm just trying to understand. And you have to and I come on to WhatsApp so I can see this, and we need to figure this out. And all right, I'll sign into the account this and all of that. So I was showing it to her. No money my money ain't back on my Cash App. It's not there. So that's why I said, I'm just gonna have to chop it up as my money is stolen. I'm so tired of being stolen from y'all. Like, I'm tired of being stolen from. I'm tired of my money being stolen. I'm tired of my kids being stolen. I'm tired of just, my content being stolen. I'm just tired of people fucking with me. Now I know that I was the one that got into the investment, and I normally don't, like I said, I normally don't do shit like that, right? But because I researched like some of the background, his background and everything, and there was an actual campaign room with like a room full of people that seemed like they were valid, I guess you can say. And that because I donated to the campaign initially first before becoming an investor in some other areas where I was gonna supposed to double triple my money, and it just didn't go like that. And so like I said, they say hate the player, don't hate the game. And it is what it is. So it sucks, but it sucks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Who that over there? Let's see who these people is. Oh, okay. But anyway. Y'all, what does it mean when somebody flash lights at you? What does that mean? Are they like alerting somebody to you? Are they trying to get your attention? What in the fuck does that mean? Like literally, a guy just looked at me like in a cafe. He's sitting in the cafe. He's looking at me and he flashed the light at me 3 times. I don't know what that means. The hell does that mean? I don't know what that means. But you know what? You notice a lot of interesting things going on when you're standing out here. Like I've been noticing a lot of guys pulling up, going into that massage parlor. Let me stop. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. But I'm noticing it. And maybe they think because I'm standing outside the massage parlor, they trying to figure some shit out. I don't know. Because he flashed the light at me 3 times and looked at me like I was supposed to know what the hell that meant. I ain't got time, y'all. Okay? I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I want him to just continue, just stop watching me. I ain't got time. It's not, you know what? It's not. I need to get out of here. I do. I need to get out of here. The motherfucker gonna be thinking I'm a damn shit. Shitting me. Shitting me. Anyway, shit, maybe I should stay on just to, for safety purposes. You know what I'm saying? I want to walk around so bad, y'all. I want to walk around so bad. Like, I just want to walk and talk. First of all, it'll keep me warmer, right? If I'm walking, if I'm moving. But I can't leave my bags. I can't leave my bags. Now, if they was on the inside, that's a different story. If they was on the inside, my ass would probably walk around, but I won't leave my bags too long because you can't leave your stuff out in the open public like that. I don't know what. I want to say something so bad, but I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to keep it to myself, okay? Anyway. What you gonna do? I should be asking myself that. What you gonna do? When I finally get off, it's because I'm going to go charge my phone. What time is it? No, it's still early. It's only 8:04. See, something is wrong with my chat room. Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how in the world did I go to the next screen. Let me see something. No. Still not going on. Huh. Trying different angles. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know what I think, y'all? I think that there are people who like seeing me in situations like this, like compromising situations. I even think they get off on it. Like it's like a thrill to them or something, you know what I mean? And I think that some people want it to like crush me. I think some people want it to like crush me, dim my light, um, maybe make me stop creating content or make me stop speaking out or make me just stop, like, I don't know, I guess being me, who I am. Um, you know, because I know that there are some people like that, who are just like, haha, she's outside, or haha, who, where's the help now? Or haha, I'm so glad this is happening to her, some people relish in it. Those are evil people. That's what I think. That's what I think. Some cruel motherfuckers. But, uh-oh. But that's the world we live in, right? We live in a world with cruel motherfuckers. And we live in a world with cool motherfuckers. Good people, bad people. Like Nietzsche book said, good, bad, evil. It's a book called Good, Bad, Evil. So it's the world we live in. But it is interesting though, like for those who actually see it and watch it and stuff, and so they relish in it, right? Especially like if they know you on a personal level, like if they're like family or whatever, if they know you, whoever it may be, right? Um, I always say, don't be mad, be happy that a person showed you who they are. I think it makes it easier for you as you go on in life because you know who not to be around, you know who to be around, you know who not to you know what I mean, right? I think it just makes it easier, so much easier to be able to move forward in life because you won't have to be obligated to like you don't have to be obligated to anyone, right? Um, yeah, you know what I mean. And it's good that they show you who they are so that you then um, like know, you know, you know, yeah. It lightens the load for you. Let's just say. Some people get like butt hurt, like over people doing or saying certain things. Like I had a cousin that complained about, you know, a family member saying something, right? Why she had to say it like that, or she said it like that, and it didn't hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings. And I guess sometimes it can hurt your feelings, especially if it's family. But I look at it as Well, at least you know that like that's where she's staying, right? At least you know that that's her mindset. At least you know not to look for empathy from this person, right? At least you know not to go to this person for any kind of advice in that particular area. You know what I mean? At least you know that if you go to celebrate a specific event, you know not to invite that person because you know that that person won't genuinely be happy for you. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I said, don't be mad, be glad. It's teaching you some things and lightening your load in the process. Uh-huh. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. But anyway, I'm gonna go and charge my phone real quick. I'm gonna run back because I don't want to leave my bags or whatever. So I'm gonna end this live, and I will probably be back on later. Okay. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.